Hey guys, it's your girl Victoria, back to you with another review of Married at First Sight, Season 14, Episode 16, called Are You In or Are You Out? And as far as me and the rest of America, we are all out because we are all just waiting for Decision Day. We want Decision Day to go. We need the reunion for one episode, not two. We don't need whatever they're going to be showing next week. We're ready for the season to be over. But without further ado, we're just going to get right into it. Not much to take from this episode because there was not much given in this episode. It was a little bit of a snooze fest. So we're just going to start off with Michael sweating profusely on camera, talking about he's married to a friend and not a wife, and that's not what he signed up for. He probably just came back from doing some exercise or workout or whatever, but I'm just like, you couldn't have waited till like you cooled off a little bit, the sweat is off before. Okay, whatever. Michael, you know what? At this point, you know what it is. Jasmina know what it is. I know what it is. America knows what it is. It is what it is at this point. We're going to move on. Lindsay, she get mainly Mark, a fertility test. And I guess, as she calls it, splooge. He done splooged in the little container cup so they could test his specimen, his sperm, his splooge. She's talking about his splooge doesn't look good, and he looked like he might be dehydrated, and look like it may not be good enough specimen for potential kids in the future. And I'm like, why are you guys even entertaining trying to have kids? Because we know y'all not finna go further than Decision Day, in my personal opinion. And on top of that, so you just know what good splooge and bad splooge looks like, Lindsay? Okay, because let's be honest here, we're all adults, right? Sperm comes in all different colors, thickness, all that. Like, come on now. So how can you just tell by, you could tell by looking at it. I'm not saying you can't, but she not no spermologist. So Lindsay, please, because when they did the little test, making it look like a pregnancy test and whatnot, ovulation test, but for sperm, I guess, it showed 2 lines. So he's like, he still got kickers in there. He got little sharks swimming around. Okay, so he's good in that department for the most part. You know, he may just need to drink a little bit more water, whatever the case may be. But other than that, he's good. All right, Lindsay, you know, why don't we look at you with all the damn alcohol you drink? How your egg quality looking like? I'll wait. Better hit up Modern Fertility or whatever that website is called. Lindsay, I don't got time. We're going to move on to Noi. Because, you know, this is like the last episode before Decision Day. So everybody's sitting with their friends and family talking about they don't know what they're going to do, even though they know what they're going to do. You can see how up to here I am with this season. Like, I'm ready for Decision Day. Let's get to it. But we got Noi sitting with her friend on the beach to talk about her marriage. I don't even remember what the friend's name was. I wasn't looking up at the TV when it showed the friend's name, and I wasn't going to rewind it it doesn't matter. Her and her friend just seems like annoying Valley girls to me, discussing what they think, and Noi calls herself a hustler and calls Steve kind of the opposite, saying like he focuses on one task at a time. The friend is kind of like, you know, have we figured out job situations yet? I'm like, girl, please, like, at this point, you're barking at the wrong tree at this point. Like, Steve got money. Everybody can have their own opinion of what they think. In my personal opinion, Steve got money, okay? We're going to get to him later, looking at damn, JamesAllen.com, looking for wedding rings, trying to make a customized wedding. Okay, you know, we're going to get to that later. We're going to get to that later, too. Listen, there wasn't much to unpack, but there's, like, so many little scenes in here that I have to comment on because who would I be if I didn't comment on if I'm reviewing the show? Okay, but, no, hey, please. Okay, you probably won't stay with a man because he probably gonna show you how much he making. But like, oh, I knew it all along that we were meant to be. Okay, no, please. And as far as your friend, is she married for you to be trying to ask for advice from? I don't think so. I don't think the friend married, to be honest. If she is, I mean, okay, whatever. But I don't think she is. So therefore, this whole scene is irrelevant. Okay. Because Noah, you going down talk to man while the man trying to make you a customized ring on JamesAllen.com, which I checked, by the way. But we going to get to that in quite a few scenes down the line. We move on to Elijah. He's sitting with his coach Matt to talk about decision day, and he's talking about he don't want to be with a girl who's still in school because that's the same situation he had with his ex, and it just didn't work out. And in my head, I'm like, oh, okay, so did you date Katina before? Was Katina your ex? Because if Katina wasn't your ex, how you gonna compare your ex to your wife? That's two different things. The ex girlfriend and a current wife, is two completely different things. Second off, they're two completely different people. So just because your ex couldn't handle you and probably what you expected from her as a girlfriend and doing school and work or whatnot, that doesn't mean Katina's the same way. Should Katina be with you? In my personal opinion, no. But from what she been showing and how much she's so ready for this relationship, and she want to be with you. Okay, she's showing that like she can handle it. I don't know why she would want to do that to herself, but that's what she gonna do. That I foresee that's what she gonna do. She gonna stay beside you. For what reason? Me and America are still trying to figure that out, but she gonna stay by you. He don't want to go through that again. I think the coach said something. I didn't write it down because what he had to say was irrelevant too. I'm sorry. We're gonna move on. Jasmina, she's zooming her little friend Miles, and she still don't got feelings for Michael. What else is new? You didn't have feelings for him to begin with. I don't think you tried to have feelings for him, because ever since that whole first argument on the honeymoon, you was already checked out by that point. So you know what, Jasmina, same situation, different episode. What else do you want me to say? I don't know, but I think Miles tries to give her some type of advice to like stick it through to see where it could go. Because at first he was like, maybe if he were to be more assertive or more verbal and how he feels for you and stuff, would you feel different? Jasmina said that something that she would need to maybe try to start having feelings for him, but she doesn't really see that happening. And if she don't feel no feelings for him on decision day, it's gonna be a no. Excuse me. And I'm just like, it's already about to be 2 months, so I don't think anything in these last few days, Jasmina, will make you have feelings for him if you don't have any twinge of feelings for him now. So what you're pretty much confirming to him being in America is that you're going to say no on decision day, which we'll find out, but that's what it's leaning towards at this point. So we move on to Michael having dinner with his sisters and pretty much telling them that, he wants a best friend out of a wife, but not just the best friend out of a wife. And with Jasmina, he feels like that's where it's heading towards. So his sisters understand what he's saying, but tell him, try to find that missing link to get them to more gender. I can never talk. To get to more than just best friends and more of an intimate relationship. They didn't say that word for word. I'm just paraphrasing. Is that going to happen? No, because all Michael talks about is what shoulda, coulda, woulda, which we're going to see in a few scenes down the line. It ain't going to happen because you can't force someone to like you. And with Jasmina, she shows that she doesn't seem like she's willing to put forth the effort to try to like him. So there's that. So we move on to Mark. He sits down with his friend John to talk about his relationship and marriage. Come to find out, I guess his mother's not doing so well, so he's putting her in a full-time like nursing care facility, and I'm just like, and here's another thing that happened to Mark. Like, Mark, you got a lot going on. You got a lot going on. This is episode 16, and I feel like who's had it the worst is you. Not only because of your own personal life situation that you got going on, but because of who your wife is too. That doesn't help the situation either. Even though she's been there for you, that's what he was trying to tell John and stuff. We see clips of him at the grandma's house, and him cleaning up. Lindsay's there with him and showing us how much he's done in the house and stuff. So yeah, she's there with you every step of the way, but is it worth it with how she dogs trash talks about you on camera? In front of the whole world to see? Is that worth it for you, Mark? Because it's not worth it for me. I'm sorry. No, you're not going to. Not only are you embarrassing me in front of people around us, but now in front of America, like, yeah, no, no, I couldn't do that at all, ever, no, no. So I think the friend John was trying to give him encouraging words to see, judge your relationship based off the last week. Okay, what if last week was a really bad week? Like, what if the first 7 weeks was very good weeks and the last past week was a very bad week? So we're just supposed to judge based off the last week? No, we need to judge based off the past 2 months, what's been going on. And from my personal opinion, the past 2 months, it's time to go. Decision day, up, peace out, gotta go, bye. Don't listen to your friend Mark. I'm pretty sure he has good intentions behind what he says, but in your case, Mark, this ain't for you, bro. Get out, move. We move on to Steve. He talks to his friend Peria, I don't know, but she comes over. This is where Steve sits down, telling her he's trying to make a customized ring for Noi. And I'm like, why are we doing this? He's trying to get like a 1 carat diamond ring, clear cut, all that stuff, as less imperfections as there can be. I think that it was called, I just said it earlier in the review, somethingallen.com. Okay, obviously, what they were showing us on the TV, you couldn't see no prices. Okay, but I went online. I told my husband, I'm like, I'm writing my notes. Go on the website right now. Let me know how much the prices of these rings are, because I want to see, like, we talking about Steve don't got no job, but why he looking at customized rings to buy? So obviously he got some type of income or savings. We don't know how much the savings is, but if he could afford to be like, yeah, I'm just gonna go and spend a couple $1,000s on a ring, because that's what the price range was showing. I mean, it may be different when you're customizing a ring, but from the options they showed, couple $1,000s, maybe like $1,000, $2,000, and then that's probably before tax. So someone who could just be like, yeah, I'm gonna spend a couple $1,000s to get her another ring, doesn't seem like someone who really hurting for money. But I'm just like, you sure you want to do that, Steve? Especially engrave it too? Why? I know that's your wife and everything, but no, wouldn't be me. I'm sorry. Not for no way. I'm sorry. But we move on to Elijah and Lindsay sitting down at a park or whatever to talk. And I literally put in my notes, interesting. So they're both talking to each other about their relationship and marriages. Lindsay said, she understands why Mark is the way he is for the most part, whatever. We move on to Elijah. Of course, he gonna trash talk Katina and saying he expects his wife to cook, clean, and etc. And he doesn't mind that she has to work, but she works from home, so she got a lot of free time. Lindsay was trying to have Katina's back, like, no, I mean, working from home, she's still working regardless if she's home or at the office. Elijah was like, nah, you don't see what I see. She may be working from home, but like she has a lot of free time, so she can still do what she needs to do in that kitchen. And I'm not a trainer. I'm not going to be teaching nobody that. And I'm like, okay, yeah, you can't teach nobody, Elijah, because you can't really cook yourself. You're not making no 5-course meals. Oh, I'm sorry, because your wife's supposed to do it. No, nigga, you can't even cook. I'm sure you can't cook yourself, because if you could cook 5-course meals, I'm sure you could throw down a little bit in the kitchen here and there. Not once. I think we've seen you make breakfast. You can't be, talking about Katina can't do this and do that, but like you're not showing no effort to do that for her either. It goes both ways. But I guess in his case, no, he's supposed to be the one that's catered to. Oh, okay. Okay, go find your Becky. Hey, Lindsay, you're talking to Lindsay. Why don't y'all two get together? Y'all both crazy as hell and seem to have a great friendship. Make it happen. Because this talking about Katina and stuff, like, I'm not with it. So he goes on that what everything she got going on and him wanting to travel, their lives don't align up together. And then Lindsay literally told him, and I was like, this is the first time, well, one of the first times I actually read what Lindsay has to say, because she's just like, So what's more important to you, marriage or traveling? He didn't answer. And I'm like, good, because what is there to answer, Elijah? What do you want? Because I feel like Katina's trying to be everything that you want and need her to be, but then you just try to find something else that's wrong with her. So then that it could justify your reasoning of, why you guys can't work. Even though I feel like both of y'all gonna say yes on this decision day. Because you can still travel even though you're in school. Like, you're not in school every day of every month of of the whole year. Come on now. He just doing the most. He just trying to find, he's that person that looks at the negative 3%, the cons, that's like 3%, versus the pros, that's 97%. Okay? I don't got time. I do not have time for this. So we move on to Michael and Jasmina. They go dancing. Jasmina loving it. They sit down for dinner. Like I said, Michael's talking about what he shoulda, coulda, woulda done in the beginning to hopefully progress their relationship. So, and maybe if he would have changed his way of thinking and doing things in the beginning, they would have been further down than they are now and could have developed those stronger feelings that they needed to have them more confident for decision day. He didn't say that word for word. I'm just paraphrasing. Of course, Jasmine appreciates everything he says, and I'm just like, why we always talk something like this every week, Michael. Can we stop talking about what we could have done in the past and move forward and show some type of role? You like to talk, and I understand that Jasmina says she needs you to be more vulnerable and more verbal with those. But come on, please, can we show more action? Can we do a little touchy-feely stuff? Talking is great, Michael. Being great, being good at communication is great, but you're doing a lot of talking and not a lot of doing, Michael. I feel like you're trying to be romantic, but at the same time, it's not hitting, bro. Come on. I understand you overanalyze because Jasmina is just ice cold, but at the same time, bro, give her a little smack on the ass, okay? No more Mr. Nice Guy. Don't be aggressive with it, but at this point, slowly push her up against the wall or something. I don't know, man. But he said he got feelings for her. She said those feelings haven't developed yet for her on her side. Michael looking hurt. He looking like he about to cry. And I'm like, Michael, bro, she ain't worth it. Look, a lot of females gonna be watching this and be like, oh, I want me a Michael. And I'm pretty sure some of them that are watching this are in Boston. So don't worry, bro. You're going to get hit up after this thing is over. You're going to get a lot of Instagram followers and stuff. You'll be fine, bro. You'll be fine. I understand you hurt because Jasmina don't love you, but you'll be fine, dog. Jasmina got her own issues to work on and focus on. So don't feel bad. Don't feel bad. Okay, someone else will come that has more of a livelier personality than Jasmina and could love you for you and have attractions for you from the jump. Okay, so you'll be fine. We move on to Elijah Wan. He set up a dinner for him and Katina with a bouquet of roses. That's the first thing I've seen him do for her this whole season. So, it took the last episode before decision day for that to happen, but whatever. I digress. That's neither here nor there. And they sit down to have dinner. Elijah Wan, he's questioning if she can balance all that she got going on. Katina thinks that she can. Elijah Wan is just being very snippy with her, acting like he's giving her an interview. But surprisingly, Katina was very patient and calm with the whole situation. Better than me. And Elijah Wan, he just drinking from glasses that's supposed to be serving, whatever. So after he calms down a little bit, that's when he starts, spilling out everything Katina wants to hear. And because of her, he's changed from a boy into a man. Okay. So you think you're a man. Okay. All right, yeah. All right, okay. Sure. All right. Cool. Yeah. A jackass man. Okay. But we're going to move on to Lindsay. She sits with her friend, Kara. And Kara calls Mark bland like white bread bland. Lindsay calls him a step away from a Velcro sneaker. All right. Lindsay was going to say something that makes you look at her sideways. And I guess her friends similar to her too. Birds of a feather flock together. So, all right. And Lindsay's saying Mark don't give her no sparks or butterflies. Okay, and you're not giving him any sparkling butterflies either, Lindsay. So it goes both ways. Okay. You're trying to make it seem like he just not doing it for you, but you're not doing it for him either. Okay. And he's her first husband, maybe not her last, and maybe her only husband. He's going to be your only husband, Lindsay, because until you go seek help, and not to be funny, but seek professional help, I think you're not going to stay long with anybody moving forward. Because I don't see you and Mark saying yes on decision day. So maybe you should take that time to seek professional help and work through your trauma, because you have a lot. Moving on. All the couples come together to play flag football. We have Mark, Lindsay, Jasmina, Michael on one team. We have Elijah, Juan, Katina, Steve, and Nora on the other team. I couldn't really see who won. I think they were just playing for fun. But Katina actually, okay, she was doing her thing a little bit on the court or whatever scenario, the mock scene that they made for the flag football. Even Elijah was impressed, and I'm like, whatever. So, towards the end, before it goes to commercial break for dramatic effect, we see Mark. He just goes down. He goes down in pain. Of course, Lindsay want to let us know, he grabbed his butt and just went down to the ground. So, looked like Mark done pulled a hamstring. Lindsay was trying to help. He's like, stop. Goes to commercial for dramatic effect. Comes back from commercial from dramatic effect. Mark is like, I need a doctor. Ain't no doctor for you. Okay, sorry. Lifetime can't afford those hospital bills. So, you just gonna pinch around your body. Lindsay found your pinched nerve, I guess, right underneath your butt, and saying, "Oh yeah, you dehydrated." I'm not no medical professional or anything, so I don't know how you could tell that just by touching a pinched nerve. But okay, they said just get him some water. I think Elijah and Michael help him up. He's drinking some water, some juice, and whatever, and I guess he was better. Because even though it was like, well, at least you're standing up and stuff, so I guess he was able to walk. So I guess he said he just got a really bad cramp in his leg. Okay, well, at least you're fine, Mark. But listen, I'm tired of things going through with you, bro. Like, I'm hoping the best for you, Mark. I'll pray for you, but you just, I don't know, man. You're just going through a lot. You got a lot going on in your life. And these last 2 months, Mark, you got a lot going on in your life, and I really do hope for the best for you. But they stand there and talk about decision day and how they feeling about it. Everybody for the most part feels good about it, but Jasmina talking about she doesn't feel secure in her marriage and she doesn't know what decision day will bring. Okay, Jasmina, stop talking like you actually care about your marriage. We know you probably gonna say no, because you said you need feelings to say yes. So you don't have no feelings. You're not going to feel feelings within the next few days. So you telling us you're going to say no. So stop trying to act like, oh, I feel so insecure, not secure in my marriage to know what's... You're going to say no, okay? Please. We move on to Mark. He sets up a nice dinner for Lindsay at his mom grandma's house. He brings sushi for dinner. So Lindsay was, I guess, kind of impressed with that. They talk about the house and everything. Lindsay's willing to move into the house with Mark, but she needs $500 so she could kind of renovate the house. All these things that she's trying to do. And I'm like, so $500 going to cover renovating or cosmetically renovating your house? Mark was like, no, he don't want to be getting rid of his mom and grandma's things because he wants a piece of them still in the house. Lindsay's just like, I don't want none of that in the house because I feel like you just keep talking about is your mom and grandma in your house and not our house. And she's trying to build a house with them together. And I'm like, okay, Mark, you don't want to get rid of everything. We're going to get rid of some of these things, though. Like maybe one of the dressers or whatnot, we can repaint it to fit the style that we would want together for us to make it more of our home. But it's still, you still have a piece of your mom and grandma there. I don't know. That's just an idea to compromise. Or maybe, like Lizzie said, just get a brand new damn house. Okay, move somewhere else. Now, granted, if that house is paid for, you don't got no mortgage and stuff like that. So, saves you money. But at the same time, I'm kind of with Lindsay on this one. I just rather just move forward and get our own space so it could be our space and not having to hear about it's my grandma, it's my mom's house. And, God forbid if we were to break up, you'd be like, well, you got to get out because this is my space. This is my mom and grandma's house. And, so maybe you should just get somewhere else. I don't know. Okay. But, it looks like they didn't get into it too much because they go outside and dance on the balcony. So I guess that was cute for what it was. Steve and Noy, they go out for dinner. Noy's still worried about Steve not having a job. Big whoop. What else is new? Steve doesn't like that Noy doesn't believe in him. Noy says she needs some action and income to prove that he's about what he says he's about. Steve doesn't like the sound of that. Well, you know what, Steve? You probably still gonna choose her. She's probably still gonna choose you. Whatever, okay? Listen, we talked about this way too many times. Okay, Steve looking for engagement rings for the girls, so he ain't trying to leave no time soon. And Nori, she just talking about that probably because the producers keep telling her to talk about that because that's the only thing they got to stand on as an issue. So I'm not even entertaining this no more. We're gonna move on. So the couple spend their last night together in their shared apartments. Lindsay talking about she gonna miss Mark's cat Rocco the most and more than Mark because the cat actually listens to her and accepts her hugs and whatnot, where he's just like, stop, stop, stop. He looking at her, but he can't say nothing because he knows it's true. We move on to Steve and Noy. Noy's asking Steve if he's gonna miss her and sushi. He pauses, says he says he's gonna miss sushi, and Noy's like, oh, you're not gonna miss me? So then she asks him if there's anything that first she asks him if there's anything that he would have changed about their 2 months. Steve says he would have gotten a job, so they both start busting out laughing. Then he says he would have eaten the pasta and not threw it away in the garbage. They both laugh about that again. So then she asks him, is there anything that he would change about her? So I think he says something to the effect of just her having better communication with him. He didn't say that word for word. I'm just paraphrasing. Having better communication with him because she could tell him anything and he'll try to, work on his flaws, I guess, to better himself for her. Whereas if vice versa, she don't do the same thing. Okay. So then she tells us in confessional, she feels like he's still counting things against her. And I'm like, well, you're the one who asked the question. You act like you just started saying this just to hurt your feelings. No, you asked him the damn question. You expected him to be like, no, you're perfect. No, you asked him a question. He gonna answer it. This is what I'm talking about. No, you don't need to be married. You need to grow up a little bit because how you gonna ask somebody a question and then they telling you what it is and you get upset because it's probably not something that you like to hear. Then you shouldn't have asked the question. I've learned that way early on in my relationship because I would always ask my husband questions all the time, and then sometimes he'll say something I'm like, "Dang, why you gotta say that?" And then he'll be like, "Well, you asked me the question." And you know what? I can't say shit because I asked the question. So, no, please get out of here. We move on to the couples. They wake up on their final day before decision day. Katina crying a confessional because I guess she don't want to get a divorce because he asked her how would she feel if he said no. She said she would be devastated. She asked the same question. He said, yeah, he'll be sad, but he'll get through it. So I guess that made her upset and crying and stuff because she don't want to see the relationship end because she's going to stick beside him, whatever. And he just tells her, to make the best decision for her, to be selfish and not care about what anybody else thinks about her decision. And, he's going to do the same because he's going to be selfish himself. She's just looking at him like, okay. Yeah, stop acting like y'all both not gonna say yes on decision day. We're moving on. The couples, they leave the apartment, say their final goodbyes. Before decision day, we see Michael and Jasmina talking a little bit. I wrote nothing because there's nothing to discuss about that. That whatever. And they get home. Everybody does their final, little video diary cams about them being nervous about decision day and sleeping in bed without their spouses. And we're talking about, it's kind of weird because Steve's not there with her. I'm like, okay, but you want to be in separate houses anyway, post decision day anyway, so get used to it because that's what you wanted, right? And just blah blah blah. Okay, the video diaries, that's where it ends. And then we gotta wait 2 weeks before decision day because they want to put in an extra little decision day talk session with all former cast members from Married at First Sight. Why? I don't know. But we're gonna have to wait till 2 weeks. So I'm not even gonna see y'all till 2 weeks from now. Because I don't do reviews on talk sessions of Married at First Sight. So thank you guys so much for watching. This episode was a little lackluster, so sorry if this review is a little lackluster, but if you did like this video, please give me a thumbs up and please subscribe, and I'll see you guys in 2 weeks. Bye guys.